Hi all, this is guided practice 12 on our 3.3 lines. So we're going to go ahead and we've got quite a few. I think we've got 7. And we're going to go ahead and write the equation of these 7 lines. So the line passing through 1, -2 with a slope of 2. Keep in mind here we're using 2 different formulas here. So point slope would be y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And your slope intercept is y equals mx plus b. All right, you can use either. I'll probably kind of alternate and go with it. We've already got our slope equals 2, so m equals 2 here, and we've got our point. So let's start with point slope. So y minus the y value, which is -2, equals m, which is 2, times x minus the x value, which is 1. So this will be y plus 2 equals 2x minus 2, and we're going to go ahead and subtract 2 from both sides. That's going to give me y equals 2x minus 4. Then we want the line passing through 2 points for number 2. So the first thing I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to calculate the slope because I don't have one. So let's see, I want the change in y. So I'm going to take the 4. So I'm taking these two. 4 minus -1/2. On the bottom, it's these two, the -1 and the 2. So -1 minus 2. Okay, 4 plus 1/2. So that's 4.5. And -1 minus 2 is -3. If you take 4.5 divided by -3, gives you -1.5, which I would write as -3/2. So there's your slope. We get to choose either point, and I'm going to go y equals mx plus b on this one. So let's see. I'm going to use... Don't think it matters. Whoops, let's redo that. So let's use this point. What did I use last time? Point slope. So now we're going y equals mx plus b. My y value, I'm going to go with the -1, 4. So my y value is 4. My slope is -3/2. The x value is -1. And I'm solving for b. This gives us 4 equals 3/2 plus b. And I've got to subtract 3/2 from both sides. I'm working with the fractions here and adding and subtracting, but if you wanted right here to clear out all your fractions and multiply everything by 2 and divide later, totally fine, you can do that. Maybe I'll try to show you that one in the next one. Next one that has fractions. In this case, we end up with 4 minus 3/2 equals our b, and 4 would be 8/2 minus 3/2. So this is 5/2 as our b. And when we put it all together, that's going to give us y equals, our slope is -3/2 x, and our b is, plus, our b is 5/2. All right, number 3, same kind of thing. We've got 2 points. We need to find that slope. So we've got the x's and we've got the y's. So I want y's on top, so I'm going to go 5 minus -1. But make sure that then you go use the same order. So that means I have to start with the 4 minus 1. And this is going to end up being 6/3, which is 2. So I have a slope of 2. And I'm going to go point slope here. So y minus, I'm going to go 4, 5, so I don't have to deal with negative. So y minus 5 is equal to 2 times x minus 4. If we want to solve this for y, let's go ahead and distribute. And we're going to add 5 to both sides. And I get 2x minus 3. All right, 4 and 5 are our horizontal and vertical. So horizontal line, remember this is always y equals some number. Which number? Well, it's whatever your y coordinate is. So in this case, it's going to be y equals -3. Okay. For number 5, with the vertical lines are always x equals. And so we're going to pick out the x coordinate. So this is going to be x equals 1/2. All right, our last two are the parallel and the perpendicular. So when we're parallel to some line, that's telling us what the slope's going to be. So let's take that and solve that for y. So x minus 3y minus 6 equals 0. We're going to add the, sorry, add the x. Nope. Subtract the x. Add the 6 to both sides. So that's going to give us negative 3y equals negative x plus 6. Divide both sides by negative 3. So that's going to give us 1 over 3 times x. The negatives cancel out. And 6 over negative 3 is negative 2. Oops, that's not our answer. What that does is it provides us with our slope. So the slope here is 1/3. And we know that with parallel lines, they have the same slope. So I'm going to stick with that slope for mine. And I'm going to take that over here with the 0.1 comma 2 right here. And let's see, last time we used point slope, so we're going y equals mx plus b here. All right, my y value is 2. My m is 1/3. My x is 1. So this is 2 equals 1/3 plus b. Subtract 1/3 from both sides. 2 minus 1/3, so 2 is 6/3, minus 1/3 is 5/3. And then you're plugging that in. So you've got y equals 1/3 x plus 5/3. And our last one, let's go ahead and look at this one. This one's perpendicular to this line. So again, we're going to start with that line that they've given us. And we're going to solve this for y. So I'm going to move the y to the other side. So add y to both sides. That gives us x plus 3 equals y. If you can flip it around if you like. So y equals x plus 3. And then the slope is the number that sits in front of the x. Well, there's nothing there, so it's understood to be a 1. So the slope is going to be a 1. But that's that line's slope, and I want to be perpendicular to that line. So my perpendicular slope, I'm going to change the sign. So I'm going to make it -1, and I'm going to flip it over. 1 over 1 becomes 1 over 1, which is 1. So the slope I'm going to work with is -1. Okay. So I'm going to take -1, oh, and lots of -1s, and then -1, -1, and we are going to use slope intercept, no point slope. So y minus -1 equals -1 times x minus -1. That's y plus 1 equals -1 times x plus 1. Distribute, that's y plus 1 equals -x minus 1. And we'll subtract a 1 from both sides. That gives us y equals -x plus 2. Okay. And that's our guided practice.